Welcome to the Max Potential Habits podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Amanda Barrientez, the founder of NFA Coaching. I'm a Max Potential Habits expert, and it's my mission to teach you actionable strategies that will help you be a business building badass. Every week on the Max Potential Habits podcast, I'll bring you tips, tools, and inspirational stories from successful business builders who will share their max potential habits that helped them create rich, thriving, kick-ass lives and businesses. Now let's get to it. Hey everyone. I am in the car driving to pick up my lovely daughter from college for a long weekend, and I just had an incredible conversation with a dear friend / client. We talked for, probably an hour, and I so wish we had recorded the conversation because it was just phenomenal. And I want to bring some of the highlights to you because I don't know if the sound quality will be good here. I haven't done a car recording before. I usually have my equipment and all those things in my office, but I just am really inspired in the moment to share a few things. One of them is, do you want to live a fulfilling life? When I ask people this question, almost everybody will answer yes. I don't think I really know anyone who wouldn't say, heck yeah, I want to live a wildly fulfilling life where I get to do what I want, be with who I want, have the money I want, have the lifestyle I want, share my work with the world in the way that I want. I think probably around 100% of people would say yes to that. Second question, are you willing to do what it takes to lead a fulfilling life? That question is trickier. I think most people would say that they want it, that they want to experience it, that they want to have all the benefits of it. And a lot of people would say, yeah, I'm willing to do what it takes. I'm willing to do the work. I want it badly. And then if I asked you, are you doing what it takes to lead a fulfilling, inspired life? Then a smaller percentage of people would say yes to that. And I find this very fascinating. You know, those of you who have been following me or listening to me for a while, in whatever way that you are interacting with me, you know that I'm really into habits, human behavior and development, understanding what makes people thrive, and bringing all my tips and tools to the table in that way. So this question comes into my mind and I mull it over all the time. I think it's interesting to me that people say they want to have a fulfilling life. They say they are willing to do the work, but then they don't. So this all comes back to being rooted in your mindset, your feelings of worth, the habits that you implement, which your mindset is a habit, worrying is a habit, self-doubt is a habit. All those things are related to the way that we see ourselves and think that we're worthy of having a fulfilling life, of creating a fulfilling life, of becoming the person who deserves to have a fulfilling life. So there's a lot wrapped up in this, and it makes so much sense to me why people don't thrive. You know, we really live by the pleasure-pain principle. And what that means is that we are animals, and we're wired to live by the negativity bias. So we stack up associations with the negative to keep ourselves safe. So we track the environment constantly, looking for negative in order to protect ourselves and not take moves outside of our comfort zone because there might be the unknown. And it's actually not even the unknown. It's projected imagination of what you think is going to happen based on your past experiences or stories you're making up about bad things that could happen in the future if you step outside of your comfort zone. This feels painful, so we want to avoid the pain and seek the pleasure. But this is really animalistic, and I'll say to all of you, we're animals, and when you get into that mode, a lot of neuroscientists, I don't know if a lot do, but I've heard it called the monkey brain. And it's like you go into this mode of fear, worry, self-doubt, lack of confidence, where you go, I just want to feel pleasure in the moment. And we drown out our desires for pleasure in the long term, and we're short-sighted and we can't even see how to create what we want in the long term because we're so stuck on pleasure in the moment. So then we drown it out by pornography, movies, sex, addictive shopping behaviors, like all of these things, which I have no judgment on any of these. Do that, do you. But if you want to lead a fulfilling, thriving life where you get to do, be, and have everything you want, you're going to have to offset some of the pleasure in the moment. Because I'll tell you what, growth takes work. Leading a fulfilling, inspired life takes work. It does not just magically drop in your lap. I'm sorry if you think that that's going to happen to you. You're living a fantasy. And in that fantasy, you're going to forever stay in the place that you are, which might be somewhat pleasurable in the moment. Probably not, because I think we're born to lead a fulfilling life. So you're probably feeling a mix of a lack of fulfillment and sadness, even depression or anxiety. And so you do things to cover it up in the moment with all the things I just said, and that brings you that momentary pleasure. But then if you're willing to do some of the work, which takes both a mix of pleasure and pain, challenge and support, if you're willing to do some of that work, you can have long-term pleasure. This is when you get to move into your executive functioning, where you get to choose your challenges, where you get to choose to lead the life you want to lead because you've done the work to get there. I think about growth as an evolutionary process, and like if you visualized it, it's an upward spiral. And at each twist and turn of the spiral, partly you're enjoying the ride, and then you get to experience the leap. My main mentor, Dr. John DeMartini, calls it a quantum leap to the next evolution of yourself, and then the new challenges will come in. The new leap to the next part of yourself, and then you're going to have a new challenge, and you're going to go through that cycle in an upward spiral fashion until you never get there. You're always growing. There's no such thing as enlightenment. This life is a journey. It's a quest. If you want to take it on with your fullest, driven, inspired juice, then you got to be willing to surpass monkey brain and decide to live in those sometimes pleasurable and sometimes painful moments so that you can have the long-term successes that you say you seek. So if you really want to do what it takes to lead a fulfilling life, I want you to ask yourself, are you doing what it takes? Are you working on your mindset? Are you implementing max potential habits? Are you willing to invest in yourself with a coach? I'm a max potential habits coach. Work with me. I've got a very low cost, high ROI, once a week online training that almost anyone can afford. It's currently, the price changes, so I won't say the price, but it is absolutely affordable for nearly everybody. And if you don't think it is, I challenge you to invest in yourself, invest in your growth if you really want to thrive. It's a community of awesome people, and I am there to support you and help you grow and do what it takes and become the person that you were born to be. All right, hopefully this recording doesn't sound too grainy. I just felt very deeply inspired to share those thoughts with you. I hope that you're all having a kick-ass NFA day. I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you're liking this podcast, make sure you subscribe and leave a review. This will help me help more people max their potential to thrive. If you want to be a part of the Max Potential Habits community, go to nfacoaching.com where you can get my free Thrive Roadmap that will teach you the 6 steps I took to go from food stamps to 6 figures in only 3 years. And you can also find out how to join my live weekly online training that happens every Monday with other NFA Max Potential Habits business builders who are driven to succeed. Until next time, I hope you have a NFA day where you thrive and feel alive.